item that we really wanted to know about is Steph. Seems like the past couple of trainings he hasn't been a part of. What is the issue?
Yeah, so it'll be on the official report. I think I said something a couple days ago to someone, so I thought it was already out there, but officially he's been ruled out because of a concussion. He suffered that in training. He is in the concussion protocol on recovery, but again, Jada, we treat every concussion very seriously. The long-term health of our players is what's paramount. So, we've got a busy week. We've got 3 games, but we're not going to rush him back. When he's ready to go again, he'll come back in. But we have total faith in Stefan Cleveland, in Andrew. We'll be fine.
Andrew is one of the ones that you've talked about in a positive manner again.
Yeah. Done a lot of good things in Defiance. Yeah.
Yeah. So is this an opportunity? I know Steph, Cleveland has proven himself to be a good backup, but is this an opportunity to possibly see what Andrew can do?
Well,
in one of those games.
It's a good question, Jada. You don't want to make too many changes. Like if you started Cleveland and then gave Andrew a shot. I think I know where your question is. We'll take that game by game, but usually, and I'm a conservative coach, usually it's better, okay, you go throughout the season, you rank the players, and Cleveland is still our number 2, and you say, okay, the number 2 is going to get a shot. There's not too many times you mix and match, but what I would say about Andrew is he's played really well down in Defiance, and he's growing, he's maturing, he's going to be very good. And how does that play out? That's still to be determined.
But Roe, did you give an update to Roe Kellen?
Kellen is significant as a quad pull, and it's quite significant. So I think timeline, 6 to 8 weeks, somewhere in that range, they're saying.
And then going into Vancouver, sorry.
No.
It's okay. But going into Vancouver, what are going to be some keys for this weekend, especially since different goalkeeper in there?
Well, the change in personnel, yes, especially when it's a position like goalkeeper where there's only one change. I mean, we make multiple changes out of the 10 field players. There is a little bit of a change, but the tactics aren't that much different. I mean, Stefan Cleveland has a good left foot. He can strike the ball a long ways. Maybe we play a little more direct at times. Last game up there, they pressed us very effectively. So maybe you bypass some of that and try and get the ball higher up the field. We did work on our possession, because I think the game up there where they beat us pretty well. It wasn't a good performance by our standard. And, trying to correct some of those things. We gave the ball away a lot through our own carelessness or, whatever. And we got to change that. You can't win away from home unless you take care of the ball.
With Alex Roldan back from Gold Cup, how do you think he'll make an impact for the team with his presence on the pitch?
Well, when he steps on the field, because he's played a lot of minutes. He's played 5 games in 20 days, if you include the 2 friendlies over in Asia, plus the Gold Cup game. So we got to be careful with him. It's another 3-game week, so that would be 8 games in like a lot of days. So when he's up on the field, I know he's excited to be back with his teammates, and he'll be great.
How big of an addition do you think he is offensively?
Well, he's always been very good in the attacking part of the field. He's made strides to make sure his defending is what it needs to be. So yeah, it'll be helpful to get him back.
In regard to Leagues Cup, really quickly, what's your mindset heading into that tournament, knowing this is the only trophy the club has not won yet?
Well, that stance is never going to change. We try and take all competitions seriously. Certainly the Leagues Cup is a new version of what we played in and made it to the final in Vegas a few years back. So let's see how it goes. But we obviously want to get out of our group. We always obviously want to proceed in the the knockout rounds as far as we can go. The club does have a winning tradition, and we want to continue that.
Last question on Alex. What qualities do you think he has that the team might be missing since he's been away?
Well, I think what you saw was young Cody Baker doing a good job. He's a very tenacious defender, but yeah, maybe he's not as polished as Alex going forward. But it's just different. I mean, you can't really compare those two players because they're just different. And so for us, getting maximum attacking out of that position because we've struggled to score goals might be one benefit. But then the other benefit, it is away from home. You need to be strong defensively as well. So you got to pick which one you want to choose, and it's nice as a coach to have both options.
But with that, Alex's his experience, like you're just saying, not only in attacking, but knowing when to come back and knowing when to go up.
Yeah, he's made, like I said, Maz, he's made strides in his defending, for sure. He's got a good feel for the game. I mean, I thought it was what us coaches thought was we thought it was interesting. He was playing left back for El Salvador. I don't know how that factors into everything, but we want to get him back on his preferred side.
Wait,
With the offense of the movement last match, you had wanted to have another opportunity to kind of evaluate that as far as changes or anything like that. Looking back at that tape of the last game against Houston, how did you feel that things were moving even though
it was okay, Jada. I don't think it was horrible, but it certainly wasn't like we were playing at the beginning of the year. We did have a subtle shift in midfield in the second half. We just changed Albert and Nico into different spots on the field. We reviewed that. That was okay. I think it's just getting some consistency. Let's get through these next 3 games. That gets Jordan back. Let's get Christian back. We've got Alex back. Let's get the team back together, and we can finalize some of those details.
it looked like you went left side quite a bit in the first half. We're talking about the Houston game, and then you switched. Is there a need to try to
balance? Yeah. I always like to have balance because then your opponent can just kind of counter what you're doing well. But that's, part and parcel of Leo Chu's improvement. I mean, our attacks down the left-hand side have been very effective, and that's credit to him.
And you did have multiple players running in the box because we've talked about Leo, like he was not only cutting the flat pass but also the 12-yard line.
Yeah, well, the goal came from exactly that, Moss. Good movement, good little give and go with Nico and Leo, Albert, the timing. It was what we trained on.
You were saying that.
How is Javi doing?
He's jogging around the field now, but he's still a ways out. His was a significant injury as well. He's probably another 4 weeks. We're not going to see him in the near future.
And definitely Jackson, right? Is back. I mean, he only had the 1 game suspension suspension.
Yeah.
You were saying, we were talking about offensively for Alex, but you said he was also making strides on the defensive front. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, just over his course of time here, remember Alex has been here for quite a bit. And when he was at Seattle U playing for my good friend Pete Fewing, he was more of an attacking player. He played as a number 10, he played as a forward, and so that's where he started. Now, in his backyard, when he was playing against Christian, did he learn to defend 1v1? Probably. And Cesar, the 3 brothers, there was probably some heated battles. So he might have had a little bit of that within him, but really at our level, he was more of an attacking player in college, and he needed to learn how to defend, and he's done that.
Any reminder this is a rivalry game? Was it just, look, we got to be consistent?
Maz, I shouldn't say that. We didn't have a performance up to our standard last time we played him. That has been messaged starting first day back for training.